YouTube, what the crap's going on? Heir of Carthage here, back on Total War Rome 2 Emperor Edition Beta, and we are going to do another online battle against the same opponent. There'll be 5 battles with this guy. This time I bring the Lusitani, who I believe have received a significant buff in this patch due to a few reasons, and I'll walk through those. And I'm going to go against Macedon. So let me show you what army I've brought here. I've got 1 Lusitani noble, where my general resides. They are still a high attack sword unit. I've got veteran shield warriors, 4 of them, 2 on either side of my general. I've got 4 Balearic slingers. I've got 4 Scutari cav. And then over here I have like a little hidden contingent, which is 1 Lusitani guerrilla and 2 guerrilla warriors. Lusitani guerrillas and guerrilla warriors both have quite a few javelins, and javelin range on infantry in this game is not equal amongst units. Thorax swords, Roman infantry, they have relatively short javelin range, whereas units like Royal Peltist, some of the Lusitani units like the guerrillas, they have like 80 javelin range, so they can throw it twice as far, and some of them come with more ammo, like Thurios spears come with more ammo. A lot of the Lusitani units come with more ammo. I think the Roman javelins are very damaging, so javelin damage varies from unit to unit. There's definitely some things to understand about javelins in the game. Anyway, that's my army. Oh, I brought 2 Cantabrian cav again, in case my opponent brought Aspis cav, which he did. But he also learned a lesson from the last battle and brought his own Tarentine cav here as well. And I'm trying to get up here and get on his flank and get some shots. My Cantabrian cav will be a little lighter than his Tarentine cav. We'll see how that plays out. And again, out here, I tricked his Aspis cav into an engagement. They're still going to do pretty good in a drawn-out engagement. My guys have a bonus versus cav, his do not. But I'm going to try and get my Lusitani guerrilla units over here to reinforce, and I'm waiting to engage with this Scutari cav because my opponent comes here and blobs against my single one, and this is what I want. I now want to trap his cavalry in, and to properly do this, I needed to take this unit around right here, but I did not. I decided to bring it around the long way, which is a mistake. So I do get my infantry units in, but then this unit kind of gets held up, and so it prevents me from effectively trapping that Aspis cav. And then over here, his Tarentine cav were kind of getting on my nerves, so I decided to just charge him. I think his guys have better armor, so it's going to help them win this fight if it just comes to javelins. So I was like, you know what, I'll just get them out of the way for a minute and charge them. But that leaves me with 2 Aspis cav to deal with here, which are a definite danger, and so I'm going to let my slingers do some work on these guys, see if we can damage them some. And over here, my opponent's forced to retreat. I took heavy losses with my Scutari cav, but we put down 20 losses on that unit and 3 more there. So not bad so far. Again, though, Aspis cav is one of these units that I'm not really sure what their identity is post-patch. They have a sword. They still have very high attack. They've got very good armor and health. But they don't have a bonus versus cav, but they may not need it since they're so strong in health and other stuff. Look at these dang mercenary Thracian Peltas there. Just put the wipe on my Scutari cav when I charged them. And those guys have decent melee stats, so they'll probably actually survive this melee. They're trying to throw javelins point blank at my men. Yeah, so I pin his Aspis cav up again, and I'm going to bring my spearman. He does have his general and a companion cav unit. Now up front, I use my Scutari cav to kind of pin down his Aspis cav and let my guys start throwing their javelins, and my slingers start slinging. And I was able to kill another one of his Aspis cav, but he's still got this one here at nearly full strength. But again, watch, my guys are on fire at will with the javelins, and I'm going to get a few kills on it. And his guys are not in javelin range of mine either, but his archers are in range, and I wasn't really paying attention to this. His archers are going to get a lot of kills here because Lusitani units have low armor. And then his Aspis cav here is going to now threaten my Balearic slingers. This is a mistake on my part. I should have left his Scutari cav back here to protect. And here I'm just letting my veteran shield warriors throw some javelins, and I'm going to charge. Veteran shield warriors in general are probably equal to thorax swordsmen, if not a little better. But I let my guys get shot up with archers real bad, and then my opponent repurposes his archers now onto my general. This is a problem. It's a big problem. I shouldn't have let this Aspis cav get behind my line, because then my Balearic slingers could have dealt the business to his archers, but now his archers are going to get a lot of kills on my general. My opponent does a great job flanking with these Thracian Peltists, and his target is again my general, which is a very powerful unit. So he's causing me some pretty severe damage at the moment, though the sword fight's not going particularly well for him. These infantry have headhunt, and they're quite good because of it. And out here, again, I'm using infantry to help surround and destroy his Aspis cav. Used to, Aspis cav were quite good versus infantry. It's not to say that they can't kill some now, but they're not near as good versus infantry as they used to be. Now, what he should have done, that companion cav should have done a hammer and anvil there, and he might have destroyed all these guys, because I actually find shock cav to be very effective versus infantry right now. if you get a nice clean charge. So yeah, that's just something I've seen. So I'm going to lose my general. This is bad with the Lusitani. But the fight is definitely not over, and I've actually put a hurt pretty badly on his infantry, and his Aspis Cav has suffered badly as well. And I've got now guerrillas coming to reinforce the fight, and then my Balearic Slingers are not dead either. In fact, they're going to finish off one of his Aspis Companion Cav here. But it managed to kill a number of my Slingers. It's got 170 kills. So unfortunately, I allowed it to get quite a few kills. But again, here you can see I'm always going to focus on the Aspis Companion Cav. I want these guys gone. I don't want them around in the late game. And I'm going to succeed in getting rid of pretty much all of them. Yeah, and his Thorax Swords start to rout as well. But his archers doing a fantastic job. They've gotten a number of kills on fairly expensive units. Here his general in the Companion Cav is going to try and get to my Balearic Slingers. And for a moment I'm going to save my Balearic Slingers. Now right here, a lot of his Companion Cav is exposed to my Scutari Cav. I really wish I would have taken my Slingers and kind of targeted here and killed his general. But I am worried about his archers, so I turn my Balearic Slingers and I'm going to open fire on his archers. Try and single out some of his units. I even hit fast reload so that we can try and speed this up. Balearic Slingers are going to be very capable against these unarmored archers. And you can see that the infantry fight does wrap up in my favor. Now this whole time my opponent has had 2 Tarentine Cav just sitting here. And if he had realized this sooner, this fight would be much more difficult for me. But right now you can actually see that it is turning in my favor, ever so slowly. My Balearic Slingers are killing his archers. His archers are going to be running low on ammo at this point. But they've been pretty cost effective. He pulls through me with his Companion Cav because he knows he needs to get to my infantry and skirmishers. And then here I get these guys into counter-cavalry tactics. But he's going to get a nice charge here with his Companion Cav. And it's going to finish off probably what's left of my general's unit. But at this point, my spears are on top of his Companion Cav. And if they start pulling out, they're going to take losses, and you can see their men start to drop pretty quick here. And then I've also got Balearic Slinger fire pouring in on him, so he's going to lose a lot of those Companion Cav. But he still hasn't realized that he's got Tarentine Cav back here. So at this point, my opponent said GG. I did too. I also didn't realize he had the Tarentine Cav until just this minute. And he's like, oh, I probably would have won if I would have remembered the Tarentine Cav. And I was like, yeah, you probably would have too, because my Balearic Slingers would have gotten caught up with them. And it's still a very close fight, though. You can see his general here is down to 20 men. So yeah, very, very close fight. You can, if I would have played a little bit better, I think with the Lusitani I could have done even better here, because honestly their infantry, I think, I don't know, I can't prove it, I think they're going to be better than Thorax Swords, and I probably could have just played a little better here. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident that I can win this with just Tarentine Cav left. I'll fast forward to that point. So yeah, I wipe out his general, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to work out good for him. But remember, my general's dead. I don't have a whole lot more men on the field than he does, so you can see that the balance of power isn't enough to just make his guys rout. And I was like, well, his Tarentine Cav are probably out of ammo because they've been fighting my Cantabrian Cav, but nope, they've still got javelins in their hands. So this is a big problem for me, because he can just see how he can kind of just run around me. My Slingers are going to open fire, but Tarentine Cav has quite a bit of armor. It's not going to be super easy for me to just bring him down quick. So yeah, you can see these guys. I'm going to get some kills, but it's going to be, I can't really protect my Slingers. And to be quite honest, his charges from his Tarentine Cav, if timed right, can be pretty devastating, because again, I just have light sword units and a few light spearmen. My own Scutari Cav is in very bad shape, and here he gets a volley of javelins right into it, just wipes him out. So that was really bad too. I should have kept my Scutari Cav clear of that fight. So this is going to become a very difficult situation for me. And you can see my opponent has a lot more javelins left than I would have liked. Here he exposes his non-shield side to my Slingers, but unfortunately I don't get a lot of shots on him, because right here you can see these Slingers are at risk. I'm constantly having to pull my infantry through to try and keep his cavalry. He should have split his Cav into two. That way he could get one in the front and one in the back. But again, this is still a very dangerous situation for me. Lusitani are low armor units. And again, I'm trying to target my Slingers as best I can, but I have to watch out for if he comes in for quick charges, which he is right here. And my men are very tired as well from fighting all of his swordsmen. Got a few more kills here, but I mean, he has quite a few of these Tarentine Cav left. And like I said, this is going to be a pretty close fight. I'll let you all see who wins here. My guys still have javelins and they're throwing them, but I mean, you can see that charge right there. Even just being Tarentine Cav, they hurt my spearmen badly. And I did get cavalry counter tactics off, but my guys were already wavering, and they got knocked over pretty hard on that charge. They got a couple of kills, or 1 kill, unfortunately, was all they got. So at this point, pretty much over because he routed that unit. I do end up killing some of his Tarentine Cav here, though. This unit loses quite a few, but not enough to really make it waver. This unit I got into shield wall, so it'll slow down his charge here pretty nicely. Problem with shield wall, though, is your guys won't get many kills, and my opponent can try and just pull through and get loose, which against a light sword unit like this is not going to be so bad for him. He'll lose a few men. This Cav actually started wavering, but they still got enough men left. They're probably not going to rout. Yeah, so all I've got left is a guerrilla warrior, 2 guerrilla warriors actually, and both these units are particularly bad against cavalry because their armor is so low. They can't withstand charges very well. And with the high armor, or the much higher armor, I should say, of the Tarentine Cav, they're going to have a lot more mass when the charge comes through, so it's going to make this very tough. I get my guys into shield wall over here, but again, it's going to be tough because they're low armor units. I do effectively stop his charge there, but back here I can't really, and then I'm going to get the attacked in the rear penalty, and he's just going to keep pulling his Cav through after the charge because he knows that it's going to be his best bet, and sure enough, it's working. Again, he lost some Cav, but not much, and he is going to win this one in a close finish, so he was upset that he forgot his Tarentine Cav, but in the end, it didn't really matter. They came back and won the battle for him anyway, so VIP for the Tarentine Cav right there, huh? So yeah, they actually got almost as many, or actually they got more kills than his Aspis Cav, so pretty impressive. Companion Cav, see, not bad either, and his Aspis Cav, these guys really got kills mostly because they got a hold of some skirmishers and some light infantry. Don't expect these kind of kills against heavy infantry. His archers were definitely worth the money. This unit did very well. The rest, and this unit did pretty good. These 2 guys got wrapped up pretty hard by my Lusitani infantry. Good performance by this Scutari Cav. Rest of my guys, though, did quite poorly. Even though I tried. Lusitani guerrillas got 63 kills. Not bad. You know, this veteran shield warrior did well. This one did okay. Other 2 not so good. My general got wasted. So in the end, that's why I ended up losing. My opponent had far fewer troops than me, but he got way more kills in the end with his troops, so it ended up working out for him. Great game to my opponent. It was a very close one. Hope you all enjoyed that one because it came down to the wire. Heir of Carthage, signing off for now.